Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. It's good to see you. Long time no see. Hasn't been that long actually, so like I did say, I'd try and keep my promise that I would start recording. It's me, it's Connor, back to me episode of the Carpool, just try and give you guys a bit of content on a week where the bus has been a wee bit dry, just everybody's been a bit busy all over the place, so I figured I'd jump on this fine Sunday morning to come and give you guys some content to sink your teeth into. Before we get started, please be aware that we are sponsored up in the corner there by piesports.com. They are our sponsors for today, where you can get your tasty pastry treats. You can get money off with the code BUS1888. That is at the checkout. Go online, use code BUS1888 at the checkout. You'll get 12.5% off your order. Also, remember down below you can like, share, subscribe, share the bus far and wide with all your friends and family who are in the Celtic podcast and the like. Share it with some of your Rangers fans, pals as well. Give them, something to, be more miserable about. And don't forget, you can become a Bhoycie Bus member down there for the low fee of $1.99 a month. You get things like we highlighted comments, we stickers to put in the chat, stuff like that, and the money helps keep the wheels on the bus going round and round, so to speak. So yeah, if you guys are up for doing that, we really do appreciate all the love and support you guys give us, and any and all memberships. So thank you for that again. So I got a big notebook here full of notes on the game yesterday, so I think it's time that we get into it. As Celtic beat St Mirren 5-2 to go 16 points clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership table. Oh, it's been a good weekend and it's leaving over yet. But yeah, I think we'll just kind of start off on a base by play by play analysis of the game, talking about certain players who impressed, some who maybe didn't, and we'll maybe have a wee laugh at them and across the city later on if we have time. But yeah, so like I said yesterday, St Mirren 2, Celtic 5. Um, St Mirren are a team who I think Stephen Robinson has done a absolutely fantastic job at St Mirren, and he, when his time does end at St Mirren, he will probably move on to doing bigger and better things in football, because St Mirren traditionally were like a bottom half table kind of relegation type area team traditionally. They were never very, very great, and he's got them top six finishes the last 2 years. He's taken major scalps off of Celtic, off of Rangers recently. Over the last few years, they've done very, very well, and he's made them a very well drilled, hard side to beat. And they have some decent players as well, like that Olasanya, and I know people don't like him, but that Alex Gogic, I think he's a decent player. He does what he does. He's quite dirty, but I think that's kind of what teams like St Mirren can need. They can need a kind of hatchet guy like that. But he's probably one of their best players this season. Yeah, I think all credit to St Mirren. They gave us a very, very good game. It was a kind of close game. Obviously, for the longest time, it looked like they were, the team in the ascendancy. They were going to absolutely beat us because we were not playing, to our best. But we'll dive into that a wee bit more later. But yeah, just shout out to St Mirren. They actually did pretty well and it was a good game, which is what we like to see. We all like to complain about the league being shit, and oh god, it's absolutely like it's not a great advert when we're hammering teams 7-0, 8-0 every week, and teams just like to sit and count the ball in, behind, and then but then when teams kind of have a go at us, we're like, oh fuck, we'll start with wetting the bed. You have to try and decide. You can't have it in both ways. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, so I think I'll just start off talking about a man yesterday who got us the opening goal after a little bit of a sticky wicket of a performance at the very start. Jeffrey Schlupp got his first Celtic goal. Absolutely delighted for him. I think it was a good goal. He is continuing to impress week in, week out. Now, Austin Trusty got took off injured. That's not his fault, but up until that point, he recently has not been looking the best. He's not been looking comfortable and as assured, and we paid £6 million for him, I think. Jeffrey Schlupp looks every bit worth a £6 million. If we can get him in the summer, I keep saying that we should, we're 100,000% going ahead and try to get Jeffrey Schlupp in the summer as backup to Kieran Tierney, because Greg Taylor's away and Jeffrey Schlupp is coming here and he's continuing to impress me week in, week out. And that position is fitting him like an absolute glove. And he has come in and he's come to the Premier League experience, 32, he's a bit long in the tooth. And it would have been easy for him to try and up here and, just come and collect a payday and try and, just, I don't know, try and whittle away and get to the end of the season and try and, say that you won a league title but not actually contribute anything. And he's trying his absolute socks off. He's busting his hole every single game. He looks so fit. He looks so athletic. He's powerful. His positional awareness, I think, is great. His ability to go forward, to link up the play, I think, is also fantastic. You look at his goal today. Granted, the St Mirren goalie could maybe do a wee bit better, but I still think it's a very, very good shot. And I'm super duper happy that Jeffrey Schlupp managed to get his first Celtic goal. And, I think long may it continue. I think we can all agree the big man on the Friday night shows is also quite happy with him, as well as I am, that he's continuing to impress. And if the opportunity is there for him to continue to stay at Celtic past the summer, I think we're all in agreement that we would bite the hand off, that they would offer him to further his Celtic career past the summer. But yeah, going from a player who, looks like he's building with confidence and, is really, taken to the Celtic jersey, I think we need to discuss a player who is cutting a very lonely figure in the team now, and that's one Adam Idah. I said on the show after he scored, those couple of goals against Aston Villa, and then he scored, a couple more goals after that. Oh, this is him now. He's going to start performing. This is him. He's awake now. He's going to take the bull by the horns. And he's going to, prove to us that, he's the main man. He's going to be the striker. And it's kind of just went by the wayside again. It's kind of just like he had a couple of weeks where he looked decent, and now it's kind of all just like dwindling away again. And it's quite, I'm not going to say upsetting. I'm not sitting here crying over the fact that Adam Idah's not, necessarily performing to the level that he should be. But I was championing him to come here because he had such a good half of the season last season. He single-handedly won us, I think, games last season. He was a massive help in winning the league. He won us the Scottish Cup against Rangers as well. And to go from all that and the potential that was there to just this kind of middling, like kind of nothing, like aura about him. It's like I feel like last season when Idah came on off the bench, like, or he was starting, teams kind of got a wee bit like, oh fuck, like he's playing not bad. We need to watch him. He's a big, strong, powerful lad. He's quick on his feet, and he was banging goals in. I think nowadays when teams are looking at Adam Idah up top, they're just like, they're not arsed, because he's been so poor, I think, in that final third and doing what he's maybe doing. It's kind of bewildering, the fact that we're kind of sticking with him, that even started up for him yesterday. To be honest, just giving absolutely nothing really, and it's quite sad to see that this kind of where his career's kind of going now. I mean, obviously things can turn around like that in football, but I don't know. I just I thought that I could see it changing a few weeks ago, but no, I can't. I honestly, now to the end of the season, we've only got 4 games to win, and then we'll win the league, or 3 games. And if for him to turn it around at the tail end of the season to just absolutely start proving the doubters wrong, I think I might come, if he does do it. I might be too little, too late, to be totally honest. Like, we needed him to be doing that when Kyogo wasn't necessarily performing, or when Kyogo left. He did it for a couple of weeks, but then now it's just going back to same old. It's not good enough for me, and it's it's a sad indictment to kind of where his head might be at, or I don't know. I can't put my finger on why he's not doing it. I don't know. It's lack of confidence, if it's a style of play, or I generally, I don't understand what it is. I don't understand what it is, because we get in these good positions, the ball is put up to the winger, and then we've got the overlapping fullbacks putting in good balls, and we're scoring from that, and he's like nowhere to be found. Like, the ball's coming in from the wide positions, and he's like at like the far end, at the kind of near the back post. He's not like in the centre where he should be, waiting for these balls to be cut across them for tappings and stuff like that. You're like, what? I don't know. His position to me is quite bizarre as well. Like, he does try to come back sometimes and link the play, but then he takes so long to get back up to the top end of the pitch that by the time the wingers or the fullbacks have overlapped to go up the top and put balls in, he's still hovering at the edge, like the opposition box, and he's not in the positions where he needs to be. And I don't get it. I don't get what is it. Something the manager's telling him? Is it he's not paying attention to what the manager's telling him to do? I To me, it's bizarre. I don't understand why the form has been so up and down. It's been mostly down this season. It's very, very odd, and I don't know how. I don't think there is a quick fix to this. It's just very, very odd. I'm quite sad, because I was banging the Adam Idah drum last summer to try and get him in, and bring him in the door, and to see us spend, what was it, £11 million to bring him in, and this is kind of what we're getting back. It's looking like Norwich have took us for a bit of a ride, to be totally honest. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's nice skin off my back, and £11 million in modern day football ain't nothing. So, and we look at the Celtic bank statements and stuff like that. It's really not that much, to be totally honest. I think we're fine. But yeah, like I was saying, from one striker who wasn't, brimming with confidence, to the opposition striker, that Olasanya playing up top, he was getting quite a lot of joy against their backline, especially St Mirren. They were putting the ball like over the top, but exploiting Celtic's high line and firing that ball over the top to drop onto Olasanya for him to run onto, to try and just barge Trusty, or when Scales came on, Scales or Carter Vickers kind of out the way and just try and. It was getting like one-on-ones. Like, I think he had like 2 or 3. Luckily, he never scored, because we've got fucking the Danish fucking god, Gasper Schmeichel, in between the sticks. But if it was any other keeper, like, we could have been down like 2 or 3, just simply with those balls over the top to Olasanya, and he just runs one-on-one towards the goalkeeper. Like, that could have happened in an alternate reality. Luckily, it never. But I just think that the first half was quite poor, and that, I mean, the start of the second half wasn't much better. We'll go into that, but it's just, I don't get why. I don't understand how we've pumped teams, right? If we've absolutely pumped teams the last couple of weeks, besides Hibs, obviously, but the performances haven't necessarily been like sparkling. They haven't been great. Now, you can say there's that old adage, like, we haven't played well, but we've absolutely hammered teams, and we're winning. That's the mark of champions, and I'll agree with that. It is, but I don't know. Is there a bit of fatigue? Is it because we've played 3 games in the space of a week? I don't know. Like, maybe now it's going to go to one game a week. Maybe things will start to improve. We get a bit of rest, get a bit of time to regroup and refocus, regel. Maybe we'll see. But I'm just seeing a wee bit of, like, it's not worrying, because like the fucking opposite. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the treble. No questions about it. Right, we're fine. I'm not panicking. I'm just saying it's something to keep an eye on. Is all I'm saying. Just a wee bit, not downturn in form, but you know what I'm saying. Just the wee lackluster performances for like a half, or for 60 minutes, or for 75 minutes. Like we've seen against Hibs. Like, it's it's just a wee thing to look out for, especially because we've got Hibs in the cup on a week today. And they're coming full of confidence. Like, I know they're playing Hearts today, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe that'll take a bit of wind out their sails. But they've got a result against us at Easter Road, and they're unbeaten. In so many games. I think we were the last team to beat them, and that was back in December. So they're on a very, very good run of form. So it's something we need to be aware of, the current run of form, as it were, that we're on. But yeah, I just think it's something to kind of keep an eye on, and that hopefully Brendan Rodgers and the lads of the backroom team are getting drilled into players. Like, you need to kind of buck up your ideas a wee bit for, like, the league's not won yet. It might as well be, but it's technically not done and dusted yet. Still need to get there over the finish line. We're like millimeters away from it, but we still need to get there. Do you know what I mean? But St Mirren equalise, but then come to the end of the first half, Celtic get a penalty, and up steps Aaron Engels, £11 million down the drain. Aaron Engels scores again. He's just absolutely brimming with confidence, isn't he? He's just so confident. The way that he cuts with the pitch, his passing, his movement, he's very good with the ball at his feet. He can do wee layoffs, wee flicks, wee balls in the corner. And his penalties, I think he's only missed one, but then got to retake it, so he scored it. So he's technically not really missed a penalty, has he? So he's just so cool and calm and collected, I think, under that kind of pressure. And I think it's, he's only 21. He's got so much more development in him as a football player. And he's only going to continue to get better. And I think it took him a while. Granted, it took him a wee bit of a while. And with the price tag, I think folk were expecting him to hit the ground on him like that. It's took him a while, but you're seeing now the kind of player that he is, and he is going to potentially come in. It took Matt O'Reilly, by the way, when he was still here, a wee while to kind of get his form. He only hit proper good form in his last season. He was still a good player. He was still very, very good and still contributed here and there. But, he wasn't, free-flowing, high-scoring, Matt O'Reilly, who we all loved and adored, up until his last season. So, I think that the signs are there. The signs are good for Aaron Engels, that he's going to continue to develop and grow and become, an even better player in the future as he continues to develop under Brendan Rodgers and Celtic, and as he gets older as well. But yeah, moving on. The second half, we concede right away. Literally right at the gate, we concede. And, it'd be easy for the heads to go down. Admittedly, I think it was a pretty lucky goal, to be honest. The way he hits that, he's not meant for that to take the dip and fall over Schmeichel's head in the back of the net. He's tried to blast that, and he's lucky that it's kind of dipped that. I've seen that go over the bar 100 times, or, get blasted into Rose head. It was a bit of a plucky goal, to be totally honest, but St Mirren deserved it because they were really, really on top of us. For large portions of that second half, we looked a bit, shell-shocked, to be honest, at the start of the second half. St Mirren continuing to pile on the pressure, balls over the top, that Alisanya making a nuisance, high press. They were doing very, very well. And it's like that we've seen this season. Like, I actually don't think this Celtic team cope necessarily well against the high press. Granted, we did quite well against Bayern. Never really got the results we wanted, but still. Domestically, and in a couple of games in Europe, we've seen it against like Club Brugge and that, and a couple of games domestically. The high press has kind of been a wee bit of our undoing. Not that it's led to many defeats because we haven't had many, but it's kind of been an area where teams have gotten a bit of a joy against us because we do like to play out from the back, and inevitably mistakes will happen because we always, for whatever reason, play out the back. They'll never ever just shell the ball away, even if we're under massive pressure. They still try and play it out from the back and do it the Celtic way. And it does annoy me at times. Like, I just wish once or twice, at least just fuck it. Just shell it away and get out the danger zone, so that we're not as on the edge of our streets when you're passing it, thinking about the back, and, players are rushing to try and close it down, and, you're in the heart and the mouth stuff. But, I just think that, St Mirren did pretty well, and they got the goal that they deserved, and they continued to impress and do well, and that then required changes for Celtic. On when we make a triple change, we take off Callum McGregor, take off Kuhn, who, by the way, another kind of subpar performance from Nicholas Kuhn. It's kind of been a recurring theme recently. Don't know how much to look into that, but I do think that it's something to keep an eye on. It's not exactly been, he's not exactly been setting the header alight like he was kind of at the start of the season. Still getting goals, still getting assists here and there, but he's not as, on top of things as what he once was. It's maybe something to just like be aware of. If he continues to be like this and we get a decent offer in the summer, I'd take it. I'd take it. I'd let him go because like he's kind of going back to what he looked like when he first came in. Not 100%, obviously, not totally, but like, don't shoot me. But his form's different a wee bit as well, and I'm just a bit like, are you got it in you to get that back, or are you gonna like lose confidence, or like what is it? What's going on with you? Because the start of the season, nobody could touch you. Now Maeda's came and been the big man on campus, and you're kind of not looking like you enjoy the competition, as it were, up top there. But yeah, anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. On comes Jota, McCowan, and Yang. Yang is an absolute enigma of a player. He actually reminds me of Daizen Maeda when he first came in. Because when he first came in, he looked a bit scrappy. He looked a wee bit like, is there a player in there? Or is he just like a wee ball of energy and he just runs about and goes absolutely mad and he tries his best? It kind of reminds me of Daizen Maeda when he first stepped in the door. I got a couple of goals here and there, but then it was never really, like taking the world by storm. But until like, recently, obviously, the last couple of years. And, but you can see there's a bit of a player in there. You can see he's got talent. You can see he's got the energy, the drive. He's got the confidence with some of the he's dribbling and he can take men on, unlike Nicholas Kuhn somehow, who can't seem to take his man on. He always like to cut inside, but, enough said about that. Yeah, he comes on, he changes the game. He gets a goal to get us, ahead in the lead. And then he gets an assist for Daizen, then he finishes the last goal as well. And you're like, he gets a man of the match performance, coming on off the bench. And you're like, whoa, where has this been? And it's absolutely fantastic, I think, seeing him rise to the occasion, because there was a period of time earlier on the season, I think he started like 3 or 4 games and he did like next to nothing. And we're just like, how much longer are we going to have to persist with this guy? And he's now showing why Rodgers had that faith in him. And, this is why, at the end of the day, I can have my opinions, you can have your opinions, everybody in Celtic land can have their opinions, but the opinion that matters is the opinion of the bloody manager, because he knows exactly what the fuck he's talking about. He knows why he's persisting with certain players like Yang, like Trusty, probably like Scales, earlier on, and he knows what these players will eventually become, or the potential they've got, and what will eventually happen. And he was right, he's right. But yeah, he scores 2 headers and he gets a nice assist for Daizen Maeda. And I seen at the end of the game that there was an interview with Brendan Rodgers, and he was buzzing for him, and he goes, his girlfriend's over, Yang's girlfriend's over. He says, I think that's actually helped him, restore his, feel a bit better, and he's happy. I'm trying to convince her to stay here for longer, telling the interpreter so that he can continue his good reform. And I'm like, in layman's terms, right? Her being here has helped him massively. But what you're basically saying is, Yang gets his whole Celtic can get goals. like, that's basically just like what you're saying. And then you're just like, do you know what? Long may it continue. Get her a house, get her a fucking BMW or a Ferrari or something. Yeah, put your fucking stipend book down, Brendan, and get a bit of what she wants. Keep her here, just so long as Yang can keep performing to the level that he has been, because he's actually been quite prolific recently. So in his last 6 appearances, he's got 3 goals and 4 assists. That's better form than what Nicholas Kuhn's been on in the last 6 games. I think so. Maybe not 100%. I think it is, though. That's very good. That's pretty damn good. For a guy who only comes on for like the last 30, 25, 20 minutes or so, near enough every game, doesn't get a lot of starts anymore. That's very good. That's very impressive numbers. justify a start this weekend against Hibs? I'd say so. So not this weekend, sorry, next weekend against Hibs. I'd say so. But I do think Kuhn will probably start. But I'd start Yang. You've noticed recently he's made impacts when he came on. Remember the game against Bayern at Celtic Park? He came on and Kuhn wasn't doing jack shit, funny enough. And Yang comes on and he was kind of running them ragged. He put a bit of fear into them. He was the catalyst for Celtic kind of getting back into that game. He brought the effort, the momentum, the effort, the trying hard to get that breakthrough. What Celtic got, they got to go back. And that was down to Yang. I noticed yesterday he's very fast. I didn't realise how fast he was because you've got Kuhn and Maeda, who I think are two of the fastest players in the country. I think Kuhn, technically, he's actually faster than Maeda. I think Maeda just looks faster, but could be wrong. But Yang's fucking rapid as well. He's very fast. I seen him do a Daizen where he was attacking at the top end. Celtic lose the ball, St Mirren, turn it over, then come back and attack. And he charged back. He fucking sprinted back to come and help out with the defence as well. And I'm like, he's pretty damn quick. And I'm like, there is something about him. And Terry said it on the PMPs and that. My mate, who's a Hamilton fan, he quite likes Yang. He goes, there's a fucking player in there. He goes, there's a fucking player in there that is not being, given enough credit for what he can potentially do. And I think we're seeing it now. But, Yang making as big an impact he has, and I'm so delighted for him. I think he's been very, very patient. He hasn't spat the bum out. It would have been easy for him to do it. He's been very, very patient, and his patience has, been rewarded. And him coming on, making a bigger impact than Kuhn in the last couple of weeks, leaves a lot of food for thought for people. So, you can let me know down in the comments below. Would you, continue playing Kuhn, starting Kuhn, or would you drop him? And would you start Yang next week or the next couple of weeks? Like, what is your opinion on his form and then how he's, kind of revitalised himself as a Celtic player recently? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, you got Daizen doing Daizen things. Now top scorer in the league, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I love that man. He has been absolutely fantastic. And the fact that he is just continuing to impress proves that, players can come in and they can be a bit rougher on the edges. We've seen it when Maeda first came in. The Orcs across the city were getting big licks and, saying he was an absolutely terrible football player and, laughing just because all he used to do was he would press and he would run like mad. They ain't fucking laughing now, are they? The guy's got, I think, was it 32 goal contributions this season or something? Was it 26 maybe? Sorry. He's got 26 goals this season. I think he's got something like 32 goal contributions or something like that, or maybe 36. Something crazy like that. I could be totally wrong. Could be making those fucking numbers up. But all I know right now for a fact, he's now top scorer in the SPFL. He's going to finish top scorer this season. He's going to be player of the season, or players player of the season, writers player of the season, Scottish player of the season, fans player of the season. He's taking all that. He's going to take a treble with him. And I think he's going to continue on to be a Celtic great. He's going to go down as, he's not going to be an underrated player or who's a player that, you liked who wasn't. He's going to go down as another modern day Celtic great. Another modern day Celtic great. That's what he's going to be. That's what he is, I think. If Kyogo got it when he was here, and he's away now, Daizen's still here, continue to prove his worth. Daizen gets it. If Jota got it, he was, a fan favourite. I think folk were saying, oh, fuck, he's brilliant, he's going to be a legend and that. Might still be because he's back, but he was only here for, a couple of years, and then he left. Daizen sure as hell deserves it. Daizen deserves it, 100%. His effort, for the fucking jersey, he's for the crest, he's done it all. He's absolutely fucking brilliant, and he's such a fine example for young players coming up and for just players that fucking across the world. Put in the fucking effort. Just try. You don't need to be the best technically. You don't need to be the deadliest front of goal. But if you fucking try, if you help everywhere you can on the pitch for the team, for the club, for the fans, they will take you and they will love you and they will sing your praises and you will be rewarded for it. And that's what Daizen has shown. And he's worked under Brendan Rodgers, who's absolutely transformed him into this fucking deadly clinical machine. That chop back and goal yesterday was fucking sublime. The way he took it on his other foot, chopped it with his back heel, and then curled it in the back of the net. Fucking fabulous. He was doing, wee tricks and wee flicks and pirouettes and all the rest of it yesterday. And, it was just absolutely fantastic. And you're saying that week in, week out. I'm like a broken record at this point, and so is everybody else who talks about Celtic, not just people on podcasts, people on the news, people on Twitter, people, doing the pub. We're like broken records because we're talking week in, week out about how fucking good Daizen Maeda is. And it's such a... I feel vindicated because there was times where, people were getting like, oh, Maeda's a bit of shit, isn't he? He's like away in a birthday party kicking a balloon about with his first touch. And I can see that there was something there. I was like, there's a reason why he was so prolific in Japan. There's a reason why he's international manager, the Japan national team manager. Picks him, puts him a striker, picks him ahead of Kyogo every single time. There's a reason why. And the reason has been shown clearly. I think he just needed that manager to bring out on him. And I think that manager is Brendan Rodgers, like we've all seen. He worked with Ange, in Japan, but, maybe necessarily didn't translate well over here in Scotland to his form, like it has been recently. But Brendan's, got him and moulded him into this fantastic football player. Absolutely stupendous football player. If you understand that reference, then let me know in the comments below. But yeah, so Celtic 5, so St Mirren 2, Celtic 5. Brilliant. More goal difference. 16 points clear. And it looks like Barry's Battle Fever Bear Battalion has went fucking extinct before it could even get half the mark. They got lucky against Kilmarnock because Kilmarnock capitulated and decided to fall to pieces after taking a 2-0 lead. And they then come up against Motherwell, who, granted, have been pretty bad this season. They've not been great, but they've got a 100% win record at Ibrox this season, which is absolutely mental. And they've just proven to be an absolute thorn in the side, Rangers. And, Barry is not having a good time, as it were. And you can see it, he looks fucking raging all the time. Like fucking Clement looked like a withering corpse, and Beale was like a fucking Del Boy, like extra to, I don't know, a Guy Ritchie movie, stoating about the fucking pitch like a fucking used car salesman. Gerrard was a fucking fanny. I like Gio, to be honest, because, Gio's a decent guy. Kind of felt bad for him. He wasn't, the fucking... We know why he didn't work out at Rangers, because he wasn't staunch enough, basically. He didn't buy into the bullshit. He was too fucking honest. He did tell everybody that Rangers were absolutely fucked. And because he told the truth, Rangers basically got rid of him. And obviously his best mate's with Henrik Larsson as well, so I've got nothing bad to say about that guy. But the downward spiral with Rangers is absolutely fucking beautiful to watch. They thought they would bring everybody back on side, eh? Aye, gather the staunch Avengers. Bring in McGregor, bring in Neil McCann, Billy Dodds, Barry Ferguson. That'll get the fans back on side. Oh, what do you know? Hiring the guy who couldn't fucking cut it at Alloa wasn't the best idea, and he goes and loses a fucking game against Motherwell at Ibrox, and the shit's at the fan again. Who could have told you that? Fucking literally everybody. Literally everybody could have told you that was a bad idea. But no, you think because it's brown brogues and suits and staunchness and Union Jacks and shagging the monarchy, that's what it's going to get all back to. It's all the blood and thunder. It's all the fucking Protestantism. It's all this shit. It's going to get Rangers back to where they need to be. Yous are fucking delusional. No amount of fucking Union Jack shagging, sash singing, fucking teddy bears are going to get you back to being what you think you should be when being a decent football team. Think you deserve it? You don't fucking deserve it. You cheated the league for years. You're getting what you deserve now, which is fuck all and being embarrassed week in and week out, and it's fucking glorious. I speak for not just for Celtic, but for everybody else in Scottish football when I say it is fucking so funny and it is the best fucking comedy act ever watching you fucking your club and your fucking fans go down the toilet. You think some fucking yank conglomerate is going to come in and save you? It ain't going to fucking save you. It's going to make things worse. The fucked Leeds over. Leeds are in fucking massive debt. Yous are already in massive debt. Do you think they're going to just come in and wipe the slate clean, give you £70 million to spend on a team to rebuild? No. These are fucking delusional. Look, long may it continue because I'm just sitting here with a big bowl of popcorn watching this shit unfold and it is absolutely glorious. It's hilarious. I cannot wait to play yous at Celtic Park in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to be fucking beautiful to watch that cunt Ferguson sit there, all fucking foaming at the mouth because his team are going to get absolutely fucking slapped silly by Brendan Rodgers and Celtic. It's going to be fucking glorious. I don't care that I'm probably going to get clipped saying this shit. I don't really care because at the end of the day, we're 16 points fucking clear at the top of the table and we're going to win the league. We're going to win the treble and it's going to be fucking glorious. Summertime is going to be a massive, massive party. And you're going to sit there fucking over in Benidorm with your Union Jack towels, drinking fucking Carling and John Smith and whatever piss water you fucking drink on holiday, getting fucking sunburnt with your fucking Union Jack Rangers tattoos, getting blistered in the sun, sitting there fucking raging because your team's fucking shit and your fucking Tims won again and those fucking Fenian bastards won again. Brr, brr. It's going to be fucking fantastic. We're going to have such a fucking good summer, guys. I can guarantee it. But anyway, enough for me going on that wee rant. I've had a great time. Celtic 16 points clear, top of the table. Yang Gang, rise up. Fucking it's your time. Daizen Maeda, beautiful Japanese man. He's our Japanese boy. Brendan Rodgers, treble winning Celts. Here they come. See you later, guys.